I just had talent.
Yeah. So let me ask you this because so you thought of that on your own. You thought of you so because I'm wondering what like how did that mindset come to you to say, you know what, if I want certain things, I need to get it. I need to go and make a living
To have
at
it
that
done.
age. I gotta make a living to do this, you know, to contribute and pull my weight. How did you develop
Oh,
that mindset at an early age to like to pull your own weight?
I think that okay, back then Jamaica was like that, where as a kid you just knew when you had some talent and you knew when you were okay. So I performed like one time and I think I made like $1,000, right? And $1,000 at that time was a lot of money. And when I got that first $1,000 and we were able to have food for maybe like a week or 2 weeks, straight without even having to think anything else, that clicked in my mind that, hey, if I keep performing on this stage and I keep doing these various things, then hey, maybe, we won't have an issue with food. So
Right.
just get it.
But
I
how
don't
did
know.
I come? But O'Neal, how did I come to you though? Like, but it had to come from somewhere to feel like you had to be the one
To do
to
that.
put your weight. Like, how did I come to you at 8 years old?
Hunger, I don't know hunger. If you're hungry, you're going to figure it out. As a kid, you just, if you're hungry,
That's
you're
what I'm
going to
trying to
figure
figure
it
out. Like,
out.
okay, what drove you? Oh, your stomach was growling, so you said, okay, let me go ahead and
Yeah.
go. Let me go to this theater.
Okay, so
Let me.
this, you know what? This is the deal. I had a drama teacher, right? And she, um, funny enough, I wasn't supposed to be acting. I was just in there doing a bunch of different things, and I was joking around. And so, like, because I've always been like very just witty and all that kind of thing. What you see on
Yes.
YouTube is just
Hmm.
me since I was younger.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
dressed up like I had one leg. You know what I mean? Like you have one foot somewhere with my pants, and she thought it was very funny. So I was like, okay, well, if y'all like that, then we'll watch this. And I would kind of do something else. And then I realized that, well, hey, you can make some money off of this. So as a kid, you kind of picked that up. I was kind of street smart and I grew up in the ghetto. So, hey, you always have to have your head on a swivel. So if you
Yes.
find something that can make some money, you make some money off of that. It was either that or you can get into guns and drugs.
Got true, and I'm glad you didn't go that. I'm glad you go the latter route. But let me ask you though. So what made you go into that into the theater? Like how did you know that you had this talent to do that? Like what drove you to that?
So yeah, so when I did that particular thing for my drama teacher, we would do things called like we would do poetry. So it started at poetry. So she would kind of give me these poems, and we have like a big festival competition in Jamaica, and it's called like the Poetry Festival, right? And so that poetry festival, you can win like being the best in the island.
Got you.
So I went to the competition and I think I was placed like second or something at that effect. So I was kind of pretty close.
Oh, you
There's
was
one
local.
girl.
Oh, so you was famous locally, like you was a local famous kid. Do you remember that poem?
Yeah, no, I don't remember it because I've done
That
so many others. So just think this in your mind. O'Neal eventually became like, yes, if you want to say famous locally, yes, you could say that. Eventually, like I was just the guy that was always on TV and I was always doing a bunch of these things. And eventually, I got into like a movie. I did like a movie, while being on the island and a couple commercials.
Yeah, okay. And so it just started from it was theater at school, right? You started the theater
Hmm.
thing at school because you mentioned your drama
Yeah,
teacher,
elementary school. Hmm.
elementary school. And I'm glad we're going into that because I always want to start there when it comes to academia as well, as far as elementary school. So you were into the drama thing, into the theater. That was like an extracurricular activity.
Hmm.
How was your academics overall? Like, how did you interact with the children? Were you like a shy kid? Were you popular? Were you hopefully not bullied? But how was it like in elementary and junior high?
There. Well, O'Neal was popular because eventually when I did the poems, I was always the kid who did poetry for everyone. So you would know my name. You'd know me as a kid. I'd be in classes, and of course, now you start getting some amount of favor. To see those things are encouragement. Because as a kid coming from the ghetto, where you are who you are, but no, you're like the most popular kid in school, and of course, hey, you're gonna have to continue all of this. So in my mind, I'm like, well, if I can keep this up, and it should work out. So that's really and truly what it is. But academically, I was always a smart kid, because my father, again, was very big on, like I said, timetables. He was big on those things and he could have read. He was a better reader than my mom. So, he would have, assisted in making sure that, I get along in schoolwork. Plus, we're big on schoolwork in Jamaica. It's like it's a
Oh
big
yeah,
thing.
you ain't got to tell me. I already know. I've dealt with plenty of your Caribbean people in my
Hmm.
lifetime, and oh my goodness, I'm really passionate when it
Hmm.
comes to education, and which is nothing wrong with that at all.
That's
You
right.
know, But but I think sometimes, and I'm not talking about you, but I'm saying in general, a lot of people, especially from the West Indies, they kind of tend to look down on Americans. But that's a whole nother conversation.
We'll get into it. I'll tell you what's going on because I like it. I like it, and
yes.
it's good for us to talk about.
Yes, it is, because and you know what, and to be honest with you, O'Neil, on one hand, I do feel like they look down on us, but yes, but yet you taking advantage of our resources at the same time, because you migrate here, take advantage of our resources that we're not using, I guess. All right, and then also but on the other hand, I feel like on one hand, I feel like I think that there's a reason why sometimes Americans look down on, because some of us ain't shit, but but that's but like I said, that's just my opinion. I'm not speaking for anybody else, but it's just my opinion.
I think Jamaicans love, contrary to what Black Americans think, Jamaicans love Black Americans. What they don't like is the mere fact that Black Americans take the BS. You know what I mean? As to whatever the other races give them. It's the BS that the other races give you. I think that we're upset about. It's like the relationship I have with Amber, where people think I don't like Amber, but it's not really what it is. No, I'm just giving you how we communicate. It's really our love for Black Americans and loving our own brother and sister. We just don't want to see it mistreated, but we realize that sometimes some people take it. And we're why are you even taking this mess? Why are you even correct? Or why are you making them think you're kind of this kind of thing versus just standing up for yourself and doing all of this? So that's really and truly what you get a lot of times from that, as well as I think it's a marketing ploy, because that's also another thing I've come to realize. Some of these things are marketing. They're marketing to tell you that, hey, you're come here. So it's almost like a classism then. It's like what exists in Jamaica. A lot of classism where they say, well, I am more esteemed than you are, and I have a master's degree, so it means I'm better than you are. But it doesn't mean crap.
Yeah, because that's how Africans feel. Africans do that all the time. But going back to you, O'Neil, and because we we kind of spoke back on how Jamaicans have more of a more stronger work ethic. So going back to where I just want, because I forgot to ask this question before when you was talking about how you wanted to pull your weight financially. Did you ever in your life feel because I know you said you wanted to, and you said you didn't have to, because in here in America it's different. When we grow up, some people, when they grow up, they as the older sibling, they tend to take on that role as the head of the household, like whether if a parent is not there, whether under circumstances, whether the other parent is a deadbeat, or they passed away, or just certain circumstances that led up to that child at an early age become the breadwinner, or become the head of the household, and having to babysit the siblings and cook and clean and do all that stuff. And sometimes you feel like, they have the right to feel resentful at some point, because I shouldn't be doing this. I should be, I have a life of my own. I am a child myself, and I should not be in this position, even though it's, of course you should learn these things in the long haul. You should learn these things, of course, the bare necessities you have to learn, but not at that expense of your childhood, you see. Makes sense. It's totally different in America, but you, in your case, it's more of something that you've had the desire to do. So did you ever, my question is that, did you ever feel a level of resentment? Did you ever feel like, even though you was able to discover your talent and you was able to make money off of it, did you ever feel resentful? Did you ever feel like, this is something I should not have been done? I shouldn't be doing at some point. I see what you mean. Underlining, subconsciously. On everything else? No, because it afforded me a certain lifestyle, to be honest with you. So you gotta check it out this way. If you're like 10, right, and you're from a ghetto, okay, you're from a ghetto where people don't have those things. Or ghetto, y'all call it the hood here. The hood. You don't have many things, right? And then you start getting a chance to rub shoulders with like the Prime Minister of Jamaica. You're talking to the king, and the king comes and you perform for the king. And now you're starting to go to these various fancy restaurants, and you're eating fancy food, and you're staying at these fancy hotels. You're not going to resent that. You're going to welcome that. That was given to you? Of course. So it gives you, so it gives you a balance of the two things. At age 13, I'm riding a limousine with champagne inside of the limousine. Of course, you're going to love that. Wait a minute. So you were born like that, O'Neil? I didn't know they. I didn't know. Well, I wasn't balling, but that's how they treated you. That's what they did. That's what they did for you. That's correct. Oh wow.
So you're not going to resent that.
Wow. So there is the difference because, you know, in America, when you are, you know, when someone discovers your talent, it is like a needle in a haystack. It's like it's really scarce to find someone that trustworthy enough to, you know, kind of, you know, take you under their wing and to give you that treatment without, you know, exploiting you. Did you feel exploited? Were you exploited?
No, I didn't feel exploited. As a matter of fact, I want to say big ups to my drama teacher at the time. Her name is Avenia Paul. Avenia has been doing this for a while, where she tries to. Yeah, her name is Avenia Paul, and she's been trying to assist like youth, you know what I mean, in the community and try to see exactly how best she can assist them. I think that she came from, you know, austerity kind of means as well too, and so she wanted to kind of give back. So I knew what she was doing, and I felt like what she was doing was a good thing. So I didn't mind that at all. And I didn't mind at all whatever percentage you decide to take. Come on. You're a kid out in the ghetto now seeing a bunch of different things. Come on. If you want to take 10, 20%,
that's amazing.
That's fine.
So did you make any I know when did you start doing music?
I didn't start doing music. That's a good question. Until I was about 20.
Okay, so pause. Okay, we'll get to that in a moment. You know, we'll get to that because we got so much groundwork to cover. So there's still some pieces I want to kind of piece together. All right, place for you being famous at 13, getting limo rides and champagne. I remember, what was I doing at 13? I was in junior high, eating chicken wings and French fries for lunch, doing homework and getting fussed at by my granny. I don't recall riding in the limousine and going to church on Saturdays. I was 7-day Christian at that time. Yeah, so and that's another thing too. 7-day Adventist is a big thing as well in Jamaica, right?
It is.
Yeah. So yeah, I was one of those as well. I was. Yeah. So yeah, I was like at 13, I wasn't doing all that. But I think I think it makes you feel good to know that you were able to like help your parents out and have your family to explore those things as well, to benefit from that as well.
That's correct.
So I know that was a good thing for you guys as well to kind of. So did y'all? All right. So you in junior high, and so how did you balance it between being locally famous and getting all this going on at a young age and managing school as well?
You just have to manage it. You'd study at whatever time it is that you could have studied, because that was pretty much what it is. The only thing I think I was upset about, and I'll just kind of go here, not to go far up, but the only thing I think I was upset about the entire thing is I didn't get to do some of the things I would wanted to do. Like, I did track for a little while, but I didn't get to do track the way I wanted to do track. But again, I still wasn't mad because I understood where my mom was and I understood who she was. She didn't make a lot of money. I put it this way. My mom made like $700 a week. $700 a week. That's a lot. Is not.
It seemed like a lot back. Well, really?
She was making $700 when you need at least $1,000 a week for your lunch money.
Gotcha.
So she makes you didn't call it minimum wage. I'd call it slave wage if you ask me. Right?
Gotcha.
So basically, I would go make money and my mother has weeks of money to do whatever she needed to do. So she making the $700 wasn't great. And so I saw those things for her and I just felt like, one of the things I loved about her was her nurturing. So I always said, you know what? I'd really want to see her have, more stuff. So I think that's really what that was. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, she wanted to make her proud. You want to make her proud as well. So let me ask you that. Okay, so going back to James in Florida. So your mom, you say she was a nurturer. So give me one of the valuable tools that she gave you. When you have, she embraced little Oneil. And she, being a nurturing that she is. Give me one of the things that she said, or some of the one of the things that stuck with you, that she poured into you, that stuck with you. That's what I wanted to say.
Mommy wasn't a good philosopher. I'll be very honest. So she didn't give me any word verbally, but my mother was very patient. And I loved her patience. My mother had a level of calm and relax where not much things bothered her. And so I got that from my mother.
Wow.
I learned how to relax in life. So in other words, she didn't say anything in particular because there's no quote I can come up with. Like, my mother said this and she always said this. No, I had to look to other mentors for that. But my mother was very relaxed. And to this day, I haven't found another person more patient than my mother. She's extremely patient. Some of the things I see my mother put up with is just great. And so her relaxed mode and her level of patience, I always admired that. That's what I admired the most about my mother, her patience and her calm.
And okay, and the same question about your dad. What did he still in you that stuck with you?
My father, no. My father was more of, hey, he was more the book guy, and he was more of, hey, get on top of your grind. And I think
Education.
maybe, yeah, I think maybe his educating piece could have been, see, now you're talking to me about it, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that helps with some of the drive that was there. Because my father was more into education, because for him, he did not get a chance to finish school the way he wanted to. I think he was a very
Right.
smart man, but he never get parentage to back him. So with these 6 kids, he felt like, you know what, I'm gonna try to see if I can do the best I possibly can. Now he has gotten soft as time gone by, but
Of
when
course, he got older. Yeah.
right, myself and my older sister, my older brother, he was very hard. But his hardness was good because I realized that his timetables worked, because it tended to make me one of the more brighter kids inside of class.
Got you.
Mathematically as well, too, because I love mathematics and he loved math. And you know what I mean? We always were going at math. He wasn't the biggest of readers. He could read, wasn't the biggest of readers, but he was very, very, very sound at mathematics. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. But yeah, that's good. Okay, that's good to know. That's good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So now you going through this, you have, your parents, or you still have the presence of your parents.
Mm-hmm.
They're uplifting you, but also being stern as well at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You're managing school, you're managing, being this local kid at the time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So did you have time to date a little? Did you have a little girl
Yeah,
crush?
man. What you mean? Yes, man.
Yeah.
Because Jamaica, listen, being a child star, it comes with its perks. That's what I'm saying to you. So those
Oh.
are,
Mhm.
so when you're a child star, what you're going to find is that you're going to have a whole heap of girls that like you. So that's
Mhm.
another. So for the ladies, I'm going to ask why O'Neil has high body counts. It could be
Oh.
because of those things. Because of those things. But hey, it comes with it.
Suck
It
it
comes.
now.
So it comes with it. So you tend to know because you're popular. I mean, you are the popular guy.
So when did your when oh my goodness. So
What are you gonna ask? Because I have the answer for you now. Tell me the question you're gonna ask, Faith, and I have the answer for you.
I'm trying to be
Come
right.
up with it. Don't be too nice.
When did
Don't
you
be
break
too
your
nice.
cherry? When did you break your cherry?
Long time, man. Listen to me. This is Jamaica. Jamaica
When?
was
So don't when did you break your
when.
cherry?
Ah, boy. Well, now I get disappointed. Don't get disappointed,
When
guys.
did
But
you
I'd
get yeah,
say
well, how do you
9, age 9, age 9. I'm gonna give
what?
you all age 9.
Oh,
Don't try to come up with it, guys. But that's what it is. In Jamaica, it is.
I know, but O'Neil,
That's
still,
how it is.
that's way too young. I got to tell you, that's way too
I
young.
know. I mean, no,
That
say
is way
young,
too
but
young.
that's what you see. That's the thing with what our culture has been doing.
I
For
know,
a
I
while.
get it. I get it.
And I think that eventually, as you grow older, you realize that. So eventually, we realize that exactly. That's exactly where your culture is teaching.
So
Which is kind of why I know. I kind of try
yeah,
to do better
yes,
for my daughter
do
because
better.
she's now in a
Absolutely.
better place. But that's what it was.
Yeah, but also, okay, let me ask you this, and I don't want to, I don't want to make it too dark, but I just was curious since you mentioned that you were 9 at the time. Did you at that time, even though you probably enjoyed it at the time, but did you ever feel like it was
Weird.
some type of level of PDF going on? Like, because I know I'm quite sure that the person that the people that you've been giving up to were older. Let's just be real about it. They were older. They weren't 9. They
No, them
weren't
are
9 or
9,
10.
man. No, them are, listen to me. Listen to me, Faith. So you don't know the Jamaican culture well. Let me introduce it
Yeah,
over
let me. Yes, please.
So the JA culture is very fast. Okay, it's
Yes,
very
yes.
fast.
That's what I'm
It's
asking. Like, at
yeah.
that time, did it feel like,
So no, because Jamaica is very over sexualized, and that's just one of those things. It's an over sexualized place. What is happening to Black America here is the same thing that happens in Jamaica. It's over sexualized. That's exactly why I'm not a Sexy Red fan.
Okay.
You follow that? That's why I'm not a Sexy Red fan or these other people that does these things. And I'm saying, oh, it's just music. It's just art. No, it is being cultured into whatever it is. That's exactly why I give it that these skits are vital, because they teach different things in life. So in Jamaican culture, it's like that. You can find that a boy at age 9, a boy at age 8, a boy at age 10 gets on very fast, or a girl, or whatever it is, and nothing is into it more than people just complain 2 times, and that's about it. Outside of it being thinking of any pedophilia or anything like that, that's different. We're talking about it, them being promiscuous. The promiscuity level is very, very high because it's in the music. It's in the music. It's in
Yes.
the shows that are shown, it's in the community. You'll find pretty much that you are dogged out.
It's how they wear their clothes.
You're socialized like that. You're
Yes,
socialized to have a woman. So you're supposed to have a woman. You're
It's quite a
socialized to have
passage.
that. Correct.
Yes.
Or as well as too, you will find as well that you will have like when your house is small, that's another thing because you can hear.
Oh, yes. Okay. The walls are thin. They talking. They're talking.
There you go. So now you know where them thing that come from.
No
So
wonder
you know,
because I know some of those because I was involved with a Jamaican. No wonder why they're so good at Okay,
yeah, we've been working at it for a while. We're very versed. We have a degree in it. We have a degree in economics. We have a degree.
No wonder it's so great. Yeah, no wonder why it feels so good. Oh my goodness. Okay.
You've been practicing since you're young, so eventually you'll get old. And
yes, you learn the craft.
Lord God, none of clutching our purse. Don't clutch your purse, none of I said, doing the truth. I said, maybe doing the truth. Y'all are watching.
Oh yeah, no wonder because no wonder why it's so. It feels so.
It could be. That's what's going on with with the culture.
Y'all really passionate, and why y'all so hot headed? By the way, y'all know y'all passionate, but y'all also really hot headed. You're high tempered.
High tempered. They've said that that's in the DNA. To what I get to understand, when they were during the time of slavery, the worst people were dropped off in Jamaica. In other words, that's what I get to understand. In other words, the people who, I shouldn't say worse, the people who were most rebellious were dropped off in Jamaica and Haiti.
Oh, so they were angry. They had a lot.
In other words, you were the most volatile. You were the ones who had always been doing different. So if you look at even like when with the whole idea of slavery, we're always fighting against it. That's why you get that ear from Jamaica about what they're doing when they resist certain things. And that's why I said that some of it is not really them being looking down and it's them being angry that you take the BS that long from the people that are here.
Yeah, okay, got it.
I want you to get into the psychology of where it's coming from. It's like, how are you taking this foolishness? How are you making these people tell you what to... Exactly. And if you know of the Maroons, you know the Maroons live up in the hills for years and they've never been conquered. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is. So, in other words, certain things we don't share and will never ever like. When you have like riots and those things and you have, black people being abused, trust me, nobody get upset like a Jamaican. Believe me.
True.
In case y'all don't realize that when them like they abuse black Americans or whatever it is, no one gets upset like a black American. Like a Jamaican. Nobody get upset like how Jamaicans upset. I say, I wish we could have just it's just that like those are the things you think of. So it could be that, but hey.
Got it. Yeah, duly noted. That's okay. So I do want to thank you for that explanation. That does make sense, Oneil. I appreciate that.